Later that same evening.
Full on crank.
Welcome everyone to Be Driven. Now, we have ourselves possibly an awful video coming your way. Well, awful for me. I have officially been pulled to my last straw with my M4. It's been down for like literally 2 months now. It just simply started with the misfire, and I've done everything, and I mean everything. To the point where I've spent an unreasonable amount of money just to get this thing to run correctly, because since probably about 2 months ago, it started misfiring just randomly on idle, on hard pulls. It was just misfire. This car is very stock. My M4 is not heavily modified at all. It's not, there's no big turbo. It's literally just making stock power. It's no different than stock. It's a very simple, I tried to keep it that way because, you know, if you upgrade a BMW, it tends to become even more unreliable than it already is. And excuse my voice, I probably sound like I'm dying. Well, that's probably because I feel like I'm dying on the inside with how much money I'm spending on this freaking Beamer. So the first thing I did was spark plugs, then coil packs, then fuel injection, and then I did fuel pump, and then mass airflow sensor, and we did literally everything. I spent a ridiculous amount of time and money trying to get this thing to run right, and it simply still wouldn't work. And after I finally got my FRS back because the clutch went bad, I have brought this car and my BMW. And if you don't know any backstory on this car, this was like my ultimate dream car, still is, never gonna sell it. Don't ask me why. I mean, come on, just look at it. You're telling me I'm gonna sell this? So these guys are gonna take it into here. They're gonna try and figure out what's wrong with it, hopefully fix it. But before we do that, I gotta tell you about today's video sponsor, Cosmo Tires and PriorityTire.com. So you guys know I drive all over the place. I do the craziest stuff with my cars, and one thing that really takes a beating with cars is tires, and that's why I get my tires from PriorityTire.com, because PriorityTire.com has the best prices, the best products, and always the fastest shipping. I'm not joking, they're so goddamn fast. They have all kinds of tires for all kinds of vehicles, whether that be for sports cars, minivans, trucks, SUVs, you name it, they have it. And they are super affordable. And speaking of being affordable, if you want to save even more money on your tires for any vehicle, make sure you use code COSMO5 at PriorityTire.com to save yourself even more money. Simply go to PriorityTire.com, find the tire you want, add it to cart, and then apply that COSMO5 discount code, and you'll save extra money on your tires. Seriously, getting my Cosmo tires from Priority Tire is a no-brainer. And let's see if fixing this Beamer here is going to be a no-brainer. Let's find out.
The next day.
So it's been 24 hours, and I think I have probably the worst news that I could be getting. So the guys at Tuning Dynamics, they gave me my key back, and we're gonna pop the hood and see what actually happened. I don't know if the car is assembled or disassembled. I'm not really sure, because it still technically runs, but that doesn't mean anything really. Dude, this is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, genuinely heartbreaking. The reason I brought it to this place in the first place is because cylinder 1 and 2 were misfiring pretty bad consistently. Specifically cylinder 1 and 2, none of the other ones. We tried to move everything around the spark plug to see if it would follow the cylinder, and it did not. And the conclusion that we've came to is, well, the engine's broken. Like, it's bad. To the point where, like, it's not a simple fix. The engine is gonna have to be completely removed and rebuilt. Yeah, it's that bad, to the point where, like, it needs to be rebuilt, because Tuning Dynamics did a compression test, and cylinder 1 and 2 were probably 100 pounds under what they should be.
Full on crank.
They were extremely low, which basically means cylinder 1 and 2 literally weren't functioning at all, and it absolutely starved itself and basically just died. And there's two reasons that happened. One, the fuel injectors that we tried to replace, along with the rest of the things like the coil packs, the spark plugs, and all that stuff, the fuel injectors were literally leaking fuel into cylinder 1 and 2. That's not good. You're not supposed to have that. So cylinder 1 and 2, which is like basically around this area 1 and 2, they were leaking fuel into the cylinders from the injectors, and then along with that, the coolant system was being starved because I believe the J pipe down there was literally disconnected from the charged air cooler, which just starves it of coolant, and that's not good. So cylinder 1 and 2 were getting leaked into by the fuel injectors at the same time as the coolant system was being starved, because it literally wasn't even connected all the way. So coolant wasn't flushing through the whole car. And this was all slowly happening over time, which is why it didn't instantaneously just blow up. That's exactly why. It was just a slow chip away. And to be honest, I didn't think anything like this could happen because the car has such low miles. It's not very high miles for a car like this, and it just never crossed my mind because it was just like, there's no way. It's too new. It hasn't been driven enough. So the fault is pretty much whoever installed it, or the part itself that was installed when we did the injectors, the plugs, and the coil packs and whatnot were just faulty on their own. But I'm not really sure. It's very tough to say, but I can say right now that this car is cooked. It's fucked. So literally after 3 months of chasing silly little misfires, it all comes to an end, and the engine just said, no thanks, I'm done. Now this is actually really ironic, because another guy who has one of these cars, you guys might know, Jake Schnatter, had dang near the same exact issue with his engine braking. Now, obviously it wasn't the same reason, but his F82 also blew up. Like I said, not the same reason, but the same dang near same car blew up around the same miles. I think mine's even earlier, if anything, because it literally had zero compression. Like, such low compression to the point where it was like, the fact that it was still running was kind of surprising to me. Like, after hearing how bad the compression test was, I was shocked that I could even drive the car from where it was sitting to here. Like, it was kind of a shock to me. I really didn't think it would work, but it somehow did. So you're probably wondering, what's gonna happen to this car? What am I gonna do? Where is it gonna be? Because it's been missing for the past 4 months. Like, all I've been wanting to do was make videos with it, and I couldn't because it literally wasn't driving properly at all. For the past 3 months, it's just not been doing me right. So to answer that question of what I'm gonna do, I believe we're gonna have to remove the engine out of the car, so it's going to be engineless, ship it to a warehouse that rebuilds S55 engines. They're gonna rebuild it, ship it back, and then we're gonna put it back in the car. Yeah, it's gonna have to be completely torn apart, pistons, rods, rings, the whole shebang. All of it has to be redone. I'd have to do all 6 of them because you can't just do 2. I mean, you could, but that's kind of dumb. I'm not selling it. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm not doing any of that. Honestly, who's gonna buy a blown up M4 anyway? So yeah, the engine that you're looking at right now, this thing right here, is done. It's no more. Rest in peace, Emily's S55. Honestly, it's still so shocking to me, but at least now you guys know what's happening. Now I know what's happening, because for a long time I had no clue where this was gonna go. No idea. I had no answer to what was going on. It was so mysterious, but now we know. Obviously, it's not the greatest news. Actually, it is literally the worst news, but at least it's an answer. So now we have to remove this engine, ship it out, get it rebuilt, and put it back in. And hopefully that fixes it. Because if it doesn't, then I got nothing else to say at that point. And I'm honestly really sorry for this, because of the fact that I've asked you guys so many times what videos you want to see, and you've given me so many great things to try, and I just haven't been able to do it because, well, Emily's had other plans. She just simply has. And this is the worst news I could literally give you, besides the car being on fire and upside down. Like, it doesn't get much worse. So now that the bad news has been discovered, we're going to take care of this. But for now, we're gonna continue this video on a more positive note.
8 hours later.
Okay, so apart from the M4 exploding and needing a new engine, we have better news. Rosie has fresh tires on her, and we are at the track, and we're about to get some doors, because who doesn't love a good drift sesh? And because Cosmo and Priority Tire are so W, we got 1 set and 2 sets ready to go. Now this track is actually pretty bad on tires, so I'm not sure how long this will last, but there's really nobody here. So this is gonna be like a full private send action. So I gotta grab my driver's card and then eat my slice of pizza. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This pizza, even though it's from the gas station, imagine the greatest frozen pizza in your entire existence. That's what it's like. Trust me, just trust me. So yeah, we have Rosie in her absolutely clapped to God knows how much shape right here. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zip ties. Honestly, the other side, honestly, definitely needs them. Like, look at how loose this bumper is. It's like, that definitely needs some zip ties. But until it falls off, we'll just keep it pushing. All right, in we go. Slap her on real quick, you know what I'm saying? And off to the track we go. We're going right into tandems. I ain't even gonna do a warm-up lap. No need, we just gonna send it. One slow lap with the handbrake pulley in so we can get it nice and hot. Oh good grief, this track needs love, holy smokes. Oh, that was awful. Try again. Why you start so high up? I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect him to start so high up on the bank. So I literally had to play catch up the whole time, and the second one he spun out. So I'm going to be prepared this time. Running it back, ski. This time I'm going to be expected to have to adjust to his weird ass driving line. Selling the bag. All right, third time's a charm, I think. Oh my gosh. So unpredictable, holy Moses. Oh. Nah, there ain't no way he just gave me a thumbs down. There is no way. No, I hit all the
up on the bank.
I hit all the best part. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
Nah.
You're the one who spun out. So
I didn't spin out.
Yeah, you did. The first one you did.
No, I did not.
I have it on video that you spun out.
What?
Yeah. Play the clip of Shay spinning out after he said he didn't spin out. So I've lowered my PSI in the rear just so I can have more grip because he's claiming I'm too slow, but I also did have like 20 PSI in the rear more than he did. And this track gets the tires real hot, real fast, which means you lose grip, and that also means you lose speed. So bump the tire pressure down a little bit. We're gonna try it again. This boy also gotta stop running that stupidly goofy line. Like, why would you start at the top, go through the middle, and then come back out at the top when you could start at the bottom, ride the entire top, and then come down? Honestly, bro, he's just being a Fruity Gonzalez. Okay, try this again. Let's see if Mr. I'm gonna make the dumbest line possible is possible to chase. Good. Definitely better. Definitely better. Gotta start even closer. The bag there. I need much more grip, bro. I need to take more out. That was better, but right on the bank I lost you because I'm full throttle. I lowered the tire pressure even more. I believe I can do it. If you can believe, you can achieve. Okay, well, this is a surprise. We got a Scooby-Doo and Shaggy Corvette, and it says Zoinks. Oh my goodness, that is so hard. All right, mission success. We actually still have another set of Cosmo tires because, you know, Cosmos are they're just A1, and we lowered the tire pressure, get a little bit more grip. I got a lot closer to his door. Like I said, I'm not really trying to absolutely bang his door because I gotta drive this thing home, but that was a successful day.